and our broom shall be symbolized by broom. Broom, 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 broom.
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
Politics is serious business, but sometimes our leaders remind us that they are very much human. Over the years, Nigerian presidents have had their fair share of award funny and downright embarrassing moment caught on camera. A moment that quickly became national talking point, and viral memes from stumbled on stage to awkward jokes that didn't land here are the most embarrassing Nigerian presidential moment caught on camera. At number 12, we have Bola Tinubu fall on stage. It happened on Democracy Day, 2024, a date meet to celebrate Nigerian returns to civilian rule in 1999. The settings was Eagle Square in Abuja, where the military parade was already in full swing. President Bola Tinubu, dressed in a majestic agbada and cap, walked confidently towards a ceremony vehicle meant to carry him around for inspection. But in a split second, confidence turned to calamity as Tinubu stepped onto the metal ramp of the vehicle. His foot slipped. The president lost balance and tumbled backwards, hitting the ground before his security aides could reach. Camera captured everything. The awkward twist of his body, midair, the scramble of aides rushing to lift him, and the moment he dusted himself off like nothing happened. He waved at the crowd and continued the parade. But by then the internet had already taken over social media, exploded with memes and hot takes. Some sympathized, comparing it to us President Joe Biden, stumbled, calling it a human moment. Others mocked mercilessly. Memes showed Tinubu fall alongside, plugging Naira Day fall, Economy Day fall, now Baba. Don't join hashtags like Tinubu fall and retire at 72 trended for days. Activities used it to question his fitness for office. Next up at number 11, we have former President Muhammad Buhari wife belongs in the kitchen remark back in October 2016. If there was ever a president comment that shook Nigerian, this was it. Just days earlier, Aisha Buhari had shocked the nation with a BBC interview claiming that her husband's government was hijacked by a canal and that she might not even support him in 2019. That was bold, and when President Buhari faced the press in Berlin, Germany, standing right beside the Iron Lady herself, Chancellor Angela Merkel, the world waited to hear his reaction. When a reporter asked about Aisha comment, Buhari chuckled and replied, "I don't know which party my wife belonged to, but she belongs to my kitchen, my living room, and the other room."
I don't know which party my wife belongs to, but she belongs to my kitchen and my living room and the other room.
The other room party, clearly referring to the bedroom, made Merkel visible uncomfortable. She shot him a sharp glare, then forced a half smile. But Nigerians watching at home were stunned. The clip went viral instantly. Reaction were fiery. Feminists, activities, and ordinary women across the country took it personally, saying Buhari words showed the deep-rooted patriarchy in Nigeria politics. Social media turned it into a meme festival with hashtags like the other room trending worldwide. Some men defended it as a joke, but for many it was no laughing matter. Even abroad, Buhari's remark was criticized as sextet and embarrassing for Nigerian image. His aides tried to spin it as humor, but the damage was done. At number 10, we have President Tinubu microphone tasting in January 2023. This one was a bizarre, as it was funny, outing a pre-election campaign rally in Lagos. Bola Tinubu was handed a microphone that had some sound issues. An aide told him to text the mic. Instead of the usual one, Tinubu lifted the mic to his mouth and licked it. On live camera, the crowd gasped, some laughed, and Nigerians on the internet weren't going to let that slide. Within hours, the clip spread across TikTok, X, and WhatsApp groups nationwide. Critics used it to question his mental fitness, saying it was yet another sign of incoherence. Supporters brushed it off as playful, even praising his sense of humor. At number 9, we have President Tinubu balablu slip in the 2023 campaign trail. If you were following the 2023 election closely, you'd remember this one on stage during one of his campaign speeches. Tinubu launched into what was supposed to be a powerful statement, but instead his words jumbled into a tongue-twisting line that sounded like a town hall, different from balablu bland, bien, a town hall different from balablu.
We can create wonders. Yeah, it's a successful again, a town hall different from balablu, blue, bulaba.
Nobody knew what he was trying to say. The audience clapped awkward, but Nigerian online had a field day. The phrase balabia turned into a catchphrase, t-shirts, memes, comedy skits, and even Afrobeat remixes flooded the internet for weeks. You couldn't scroll without hearing blue blam blam in someone TikTok. Criteria used it to argue he was too incoherent for the presidency, while his supporters laughed it off as a slip of the tongue. But the damage was done, and the phrase became a shorthand for all of Tinubu verbal gaffes. Even after winning the election, Nigerians still joke about it whenever he stumbled in speeches. Next at number 8, we have former President Muhammad Buhari fantastically corrupt Echo Bank in May 2016. This one wasn't even Buhari's fault at first, but it quickly turned into one of his most awkward international moments. At an anti-corruption summit in London, UK Prime Minister David Cameron was caught on a hot mic telling Queen Elizabeth, "We have got leaders of some fantastic corrupt countries coming."
But this particular president is actually not corrupt. Oh, he's trying very hard.
They are coming at their own expense.
I mean, yes. It's going to be like, because it's an anti-corruption summit, everything has to be open.
The clip leaked, and naturally Nigeria expected Buhari to fire back when asked about it, but instead, he agreed with camera rolling. He said he's been honest. I can't fault him.
His money back. Are you embarrassed by what he said?
No, I'm not.
Is Nigeria fantastically corrupt?
Yes.
He just wants his money back.
Yes, Nigeria were furious. People felt insulted that their own president wouldn't defend the country image. The phrase fantastically corrupt trended on social media, and Buhari was labeled Cameron yes man. Memes showed him carrying Cameron briefcase or bowing in agreement. The Spirit Group even stated protest, accusing him of embarrassing the nation. His age tried to clean up by saying Buhari was referring to past government, not his own. But by then the damage was irreversible. The moment stuck to his image and haunted his anti-corruption crusade for years. At number 7, we have President Tinubu APV instead of PVC slip in November 2022. During his 2023 elections campaign rally, Testabaloan Stadium in Lagos was on fire that afternoon, packed with crowd blaring music, APC flags waving, and chants rolling across the stands. It was campaign season, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in his element, urging young Nigerians to go out and register to vote. Then came the moment that would spark weeks of jokes. Go and take your APV, APC, and you must vote. He just said APV instead of PVC, permanent voter card.
Do you love me? Do you love me? Go and take your APV, APC, and you must vote.
Camera caught the puzzled looks on the face of same supporters. But before the awkwardness lingered toiling, the crowd roared back in cheers, drowning the slip in noise. Still, the internet wasn't about to let it slide. Within hours, the clip was everywhere. On TikTok, on Twitter, on WhatsApp group. Memes fused APV with APC logo. Some ever designing fake APV cards. Criteria called it another sign of age catching up with him, while his supporters brushed it off as a minor tongue slip. At number 6, we have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu comment on Yahoo Boys in January 2023. In his campaign rally in Benin City, the crowd was buzzing with energy. Youth packed the place expecting promises and fire. Then Tinubu drooped a lean that stopped everyone in their tracks. We still turn so-called Yahoo Boy into experts at manufacturing chips before saying words that were incoherent.
Turn the so-called Yahoo Boys to experts in manufacturing and creation of chips that we intercept and all.
At number 5, President Tinubu raising his hand for the national anthem back in February 2023. During his part hardcore campaign rally, the national anthem began. Everyone stood still in respect, hand by their sides or over their chest. There suddenly, Tinubu raised his hands high in the air with his staff. At number 4, we have former President Buhari, not a clone, Danielle in December 2018. This one goes back to Buhari era. At a town hall meeting in Poland with the Nigerian diaspora, A question came up that had been buzzing online for months whether Buhari was dead and secretly replaced by a clone. The former president laughed and said it was the real him. That moment was gold for the conspiracy theorists.
Somebody said that I'm cloned. No wonder I forgot it until I was reminded by it. Yes, a lot of people hoped that I was dead. And hoped I died. And poor Vice President, I answered some people have started, in fact, asking for his office, whether he should consider them for being the Vice President because I was dead. They must have embarrassed him a lot because he visited me.
At number 3, we have President Tinubu tractor repair remarks March 29th, 2021. At his birthday celebrations, Tinubu was speaking about unemployment and investment, but then came along that left the audience scratching their heads. He said, anybody who can handle a gun can repair tractor.
Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cook and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Nigeria Online immediately created the tractor soldier meme. Photos, hops of AK-47 wielding farmers fixing engines circulated. At number 2, we have President Tinubu Youth Army and Ayato speech at that same birthday event produced another viral clip. Tinubu suggested a solution for both insecurity and unemployment, which is to recruit 50 million youth into the army, and they'll eat cassava, agado, and corn.
Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption.
At number 1, we have President Tinubu broom repetition during his presidential campaign. Tinubu carried one symbol over and over again. The broom, the APC emblem of sweeping away corruption, became almost an obsession in his speeches. However, in one campaign rally, camera caught him repeating the words broom continuously as if he had on other words to say.
And our broom shall be symbol. Bible broom. Broom, 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 broom. Broom, 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 broom.